Have you ever had a moment so out of step with reality, so jarringly out of place, that it made you question the very fabric of time? In the summer of 1901, two highly educated Englishwomen on a holiday in France claimed to have stepped out of their own century and into the past. It's one of the most famous and enduring time-slip accounts in history, and it all happened in the most picturesque of places, the gardens of the Palace of Versailles. I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is the Unexplained Archive. Our story centers on Charlotte and Moberly and Eleanor Jourdain. They weren't prone to fantasy. Charlotte was the principal of an Oxford college. Eleanor was a teacher and would later succeed her. In August of 1901, they were touring Versailles. They decided to walk from the main palace toward the Petit Trianon, a small chateau on the grounds. It was a sunny afternoon, but as they ventured off the main path, a strange atmosphere descended. They later described a feeling of oppressive loneliness, as if all the color had drained from the day. The landscape itself seemed different, unfamiliar, with features they couldn't find on their map. Then, they began to see people. A woman shaking a white cloth out of a window. Two men in long, dark green coats and three-cornered hats. And most famously, a strikingly beautiful, fair-haired woman in a period dress, sitting on the grass, sketching. She looked up at them with what they felt was a vacant, sorrowful expression. The entire experience felt dreamlike, heavy, and profoundly wrong. It was only later, after comparing notes, that they became convinced they hadn't just seen reenactors. They believed they had witnessed the gardens as they were in the late 18th century, and that the sketching woman was none other than Marie Antoinette, the doomed queen, in the final years before the French Revolution. For over a decade, they secretly researched their experience, cross-referencing every detail with historical records. They published their account under pseudonyms in 1911 as An Adventure. Their findings were startling. They claimed the landscape they saw matched old maps, not the 1901 layout. The clothing of the people was accurate for the 1780s. The men in green coats? Possibly Swiss guards, whose uniform was that color. The buildings they saw, which weren't there in their time, were documented from the era of Marie Antoinette. It was a meticulous, if controversial, piece of detective work. Of course, the skeptics have their say. Critics point to suggestibility, to the power of suggestion between two close friends. Versailles is a place steeped in history. Could they have simply been overwhelmed by its atmosphere? Some propose they took a wrong turn and ended up in a private party or a photographic shoot, though records of such an event are non-existent. The most damning critique is that their research, done afterward, may have shaped their memories, leading them to unconsciously add corroborating details. It's the classic paranormal puzzle. Did they gather evidence to support a genuine anomaly, or did they construct the anomaly from the evidence they found? What stays with me about this case is the character of the witnesses. These were not impressionable young girls, but established, scholarly women who risked their professional reputations by publishing the story. They had nothing to gain and everything to lose. Their account isn't a frantic tale of terror, but a sober, eerie record of a world out of time. It feels less like a ghost story and more like a momentary glitch in reality itself. Was it a psychic echo, a replay of traumatic history imprinted on the location? Or did Moberly and Jourdain, just for one afternoon, literally walk down the wrong path and find it led to 1789? In our world of constant connectivity and mapped-out certainty, the idea that a place can hold a memory so powerful it becomes tangible is a haunting one. It suggests that time might not be the straight, relentless river we think it is, but something with eddies and pools, where the past hasn't entirely faded, but simply waits, out of phase, for the right conditions to be seen again. Perhaps Versailles, a monument to a world violently erased, holds its history a little closer than most. For the Unexplained Archive, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. This episode was produced by Light Knot Studios. You can find more mysteries from our archive at https://www.lightknotstudios.com.